Islands. MedLab in Smith Road Plaza, your complete medical laboratory solution. Call 949-7331. And Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside Shopping Village. Convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays.
Oh, I think they're doing a great job. A lot of them are.
Good afternoon, Dwayne. How are you?
Not too bad, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today with Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
But I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. If you're ready to talk, we're willing to listen.
Well, I really enjoy this program today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
May God bless every person.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us, and let's make this another magnificent Monday as we are part of it. And despite all that is unfolding before our eyes and all that we cannot necessarily feel that we can embrace, let us draw on the strength that is within, knowing that we can endure. He will not give us more than we can bear. At 949-8037, 1-800-534-8255. Want you to be a part of a discussion, so stay tuned for Talk Today.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today, the Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program. We ask our listeners to avoid statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use any indecent language or make any statement which is false or misleading. Email talktoday@candw.ky or call 1-800-534-8255. Courtesy of Flow,
Cayman's #1 network that connects you to your world like never before.
Let your voice be heard. Once again, here's your host, Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome back, and thanks for joining us. And it's interesting, space and place in which we live and the time which we find ourselves in human history. As I really always excited to look at the things that people share. Looking at one of the quick comments that came through from many of the individuals who I believe at the end of the day they don't see themselves so much as historians, so much as commentators, of what is transpiring concurrently, but as just casual observers, as it were. Well, let's go straight to the phones, huh? Hey, welcome, good afternoon, and thank you for calling.
Good afternoon, Sterling.
Hey, good to hear from you, man. How are you?
Man, I'm blessed, man. Blessed, highly blessed and favored.
There you go, man. And never, ever let anybody tell you otherwise, all right?
No, man, I'm a Georgetown. Even though I live in Brock and I raised, I'm a Georgetown. I can't take that.
Well, you know what my friends would say, despite being a Georgetown, maybe they'll hold it against you.
For real, man. Yeah. Yeah, good to hear you, man. I tried to catch OC show this morning, but Susan told me I was the last person calling. I was not being had the opportunity. But, Sterling, I've been thinking about something that I wanted to topic about from last week, and every time I get a chance that I was free, I didn't have a chance. So now that I got a chance, I just want to voice my opinion on something. So bear with me, please, if you can.
No, man, go ahead, man. Let's see what we can work together, all right?
Yeah, this morning, I think OC and them would talk, something came up about these job opportunities and so forth with being paper Caymanian and everything else. I mean, I am so tired of hearing this thing about paper Caymanian. Caymanians can't get nowhere in this society today because of this thing called paper Caymanian. We are being held down. We are being aliens in our own country. Sterling, this afternoon, I just want to say, because things have came on this island here in the last couple of months with people having jobs. I know in 2 cases. One was a young man that was working paper Caymanian, or I don't think he's paper Caymanian yet, but he's a foreigner in here working. But he was working for an electronics store. Now they got him a job doing cleaning in Faith Hospital here on the Brock. The other case that I want to topic on this morning, which is more serious, is what used to be customs and immigration and now what's called border control. They just hire what is a paper Caymanian in that position, Sterling, listen to what I'm trying to say this afternoon. I have 4 children. I put 2 through colleges, spent hundreds of thousands of dollars so far on 2. The other one so far got his culinary degree, high in his culinary degree, and now he's working for the government as a chef, as a waiter, whatever they want to call him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a chef. He is set. He didn't have to go to school, even though he has his advances, his further training online to get a higher position. That is all nice, and I'm proud of him in that. My last child is coming out of school. Come God Almighty, spare my life this coming June or July, whenever the school season is over.
Mm-hmm.
For them to have a spot available for our children here, especially on Kim and Brock, is getting dimmer and dimmer and dimmer because our government allows someone to see these applications coming in as such as the border control application for that woman. That woman is up in age. In the next couple of years, 5 years from now, Sterling, she'll get her retirement and she gone sit down, she put it. Blocking young people coming out of school year after year from getting these type of jobs. I know my son that right now he can only work 3 days a week, sometimes 2. Is all government gives him to work. Sterling, that young man went to the highest college in Savannah, Georgia. It came out with the highest degrees of education that he put himself through for 4 years, and they hires him for 3 days out of the week.
Yeah.
That is what it gives him.
Wow.
And our children, Sterling, is suffering every year because every year children are graduated in Grand Cayman. Children are graduated between the Little Cayman school that they comes over to Brock, and they graduate every year here. And we don't have nowhere to put our children because I am retired. I don't go out there looking jobs to steal from our young children. Why do these people that come here have to go and push themselves up because they want to look pretty and big? And I pray to God that you're listening this afternoon, because when I got enough, I got enough. And if I ever see her out in the shop or wherever, and I don't disrespect no one, Sterling, don't get me wrong. I don't disrespect no one. But to know that a person of such, she had a good job, put that aside and went and joined Border and Customs control sector in order to make herself look good. And now the school children now coming out of school with their degrees, because I don't know why they push the children through all this pandemic from to get a good education. But then at the end of the day, some government department is signing off on these applications for people in their high 50s, middle-aged 50s to their 60s to get jobs in order to block the young children that get ready to graduate, that they could apply even if they can't go to college. At least they can join our customs, our immigration in this Cayman Island.
All right.
For them to have something to look forward to, Sterling.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, right? But let me invite a couple of things, and I don't want anybody to misunderstand, I think, your passion and what you're sharing, because I think it's something that we have heard for very long, but maybe not paying sufficient heed to it. So when we talk, as you said, about, Paper Caymanian and this, we start to assign labels. Could we flip that around and say, let's look at the unity? So all of us, whether we're generational, whether we've been here first generation or 10, whether we are, on our way to acquiring our piece of paper, let it be more than a piece of paper that brings us together, whether it's a piece of paper to show our qualifications or our designation or citizenship or membership or what have you. And let's see if we can sense a great unity amongst ourselves, right?
Yeah. Sterling, like I said, I don't want to make no one think that I am prejudiced.
No, and you haven't said that. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Right.
Against anyone. But what I am saying is, these sectors of government or private sector, which whatever it is, they should have something lined out that Caymanians are first in line for these type of application, because you got to apply before you get the job. They should be first in line, not someone coming in and hoping to get something, take it away, and then there's no absolute sense. This is why I want to ask you, Sterling.
Right.
We as Caymanians, you as a Caymanian, I am a Caymanian. Where can me and you go around this round globe that God created? Walk into our country. Say that we want to be that country, residents of that country. Get land, get a good job, and they pay us our lump sum and everything when we finish our job. Which other country can you do it in?
What?
I would like anybody in the Cayman Islands today to tell me what other country can anybody go in as a Caymanian and reap the profits of any other country, like how the foreigners can come here and reap our profit, and we, the Caymanians, got to turn around and beg. Like I said some days ago, Sterling, we Caymans shouldn't be begging. It should be the foreigners that begging in the Cayman Islands. Caymanians should not be begging. Why are we begging?
But see, in listening to you, right, I'm increasingly hearing from many people. I hope that this isn't making those who share this with me feel. But I can tell you, if you heard it from one, as they say, you heard it from 10 or 100.
You heard it from all.
Yeah, so people who have, over the years, well, from my perspective, for whatever that's worth, if I was the only person granting approval, I would have gladly done it, because I think these are great people. So they've been here, they've made a contribution, they love this place, they do everything that seems to add great value. They've now acquired a piece of paper, right, that gives them citizenship. And every single one of them, not an exhaustive list, it's not everybody, they've said that the minute that they got that, they noticed that their employers started to treat them differently, right? Now, some saw it a little bit preferential because there were some savings, but most felt as if they got less hours, whether they work in hospitality, their bonuses were less. There was a difference in the way the employer treated them. And the only difference that has changed for them is that they're now no longer required, like a Caymanian, to get a work permit. And I'm asking, is this something that we've hearing that employers, just generally speaking, despite what is said about the cost, prefer someone on a permit because allegedly of the semblance of control that they have over that employee, right? And if that's the case, then we're not building unity, because as people coming through the country, they no longer feel that it's of any greater value if they're not going to be treated any more fairly and have that upward sense of mobility and connectivity. But if it's also on the other side that they're now, for the time being, able to curry greater favor with the employer, because now there's a cost savings relative to work permit and PR and whatever the fees are, the employer now says, okay, well, you saved me some money, so let's work it, I'll give you half of it, or whatever the deal is, right? In the sense that it's not making us feel more, a part of a society. And if those two things are happening and we're not looking at it with seriousness, we're going to have a divided society in short order.
We are already getting to that point, Sterling, maybe having it divided, because one of the most comfortable jobs I've ever been in was when I was in the Cayman Islands Fire Service.
Okay.
We were there as Caymanians. We were there as one. God bless his soul. May he rest in peace, Kirkland Nixon.
Mr. Kirky, yeah.
He kept it that way because of a reason. He saw that it was going to be a downfall once we had opened that system and let it be free to anyone. He saw the worst coming. He tried to keep it that way. When we allow people to come in our country, get these jobs, eventually they will have positions. And then when the Caymanian comes into play now to try to get a job, they're going to say to the Caymanian that apply, no, they're going to put in their own nationality. I'm not saying it to make it sound bad, Sterling, on the talk show. I am telling you what I experienced when I went from the fire department out to private sector.
Right.
I was the most uncomfortable thing for me to work in the private sector, knowing I was the only Caymanian among those that were working.
Right.
I felt out of place because if I pound a nail, they would come and check and see if my nail was straight. But they wasn't checking the other one nail.
Right.
And these kind of things is what's going to happen in our country, Sterling. It's going to bring a downfall where things going to get an uprise inside this country, because if our government, whether it's the leaders or the existing government, whatever, if they don't put their foot down and try to take control before things get out of hand, the people never have no choice but to get up and have a uprising about things as such.
Well, maybe that uprising can be something that isn't physical nor violent, but as you said, something more of a perspective of addressing and instead of ignoring. To your point, right? These individuals that have shared with me, like I say, it's not not an exhaustive list. Once they become Caymanian, they found that their treatment from their employer has been different, just like you experienced, right? And they now, as part of the workforce, counted statistically as well because so many Caymanians employed. But as far as the treatment, the favored treatment for bonuses and promotions and vacation time and different things, they feel, as they've shared, and I don't think I'm betraying the confidences, that they're no longer getting that level of respect, value, and appreciation that they have received prior to getting that piece of paper now that moves them from one immigration status relative to a work permit renewal to the other immigration status as being, well, I'm now Caymanian, I don't need to be subjected to that. If that is happening, right, I'll give us as a final example in that instance. Over the last few months, we've seen the hospitality sector really, really struggle, right? And whether it's restaurants or hotels or what have you, that a few individuals have said, where we have foreign nationals on staff, they seem to get more hours, not necessarily more pay, but at least more hours than the Caymanian staff, right? Some of these, when you listen to them, you'll decide immediately two things. One, they definitely love Cayman, but they were not originally from here. Their accent is still indicative of where they come from, but they've been here for a long time. So they are Caymanian, but if you didn't know, you wouldn't know because you would probably falsely assume, well, that accent sounds like you're from somewhere else, right? And not a foreign country like West Bay. You know what I mean? But they've shared that. So if that is happening, whether it's a deliberate conscious thing or just happening because it's allowed, are we then creating that environment that you talk of that could lead to people feeling that way?
Well, the whole outcome of what's going to be in this country is our children. It's not going to be us. It's going to be our generation that's going to retaliate on these certain things. And that is what scares me, because when my children can't get something in life that they went to school to study for, to get our government to put them in these jobs, they're going to feel away. And these are the things that are create an issue, because what destroyed our system was doing. When you go to Miami and you go through the customs or immigration, what is the first thing they ask you? What is your purpose here coming here? How long do you plan to stay? How much money do you have on you? You know what they're trying to tell you? Get what you get and get back out of my country. Simple.
Yeah. Well,
that's simple. So why do our government allow people to come here and reside into our country for the rest of the entire... Listen, Sterling, I want you to do me a favor. And if you can't, you dial 927-6677. That's my personal number. I will pay for your plane ticket to come Cayman Brac, and I want to drive you around and show you some people that work in here that our government is paying over $5,000 a month. Some of them can't even spell and read. They got the diploma on a computer, and they got the prettiest homes you want to see on this God-given bluff. That's supposed to be Cayman Brackers. Huh?
Is it 927-6677?
You can tell me that Cayman Brackers, you can tell me that Sterling, that our children ain't going to be affected by these things?
Yeah, man. Sorry, you said... Yeah, 927-6677?
Yeah, you dial that whenever you want, sir.
After the show, man. I'll do that. And the minute that we get rid of testing to move between the islands,
yes,
I'll travel, because to me that's like me having to leave East End to come West Bay and go through border control and get a test.
You just asked for, so you got me named the bottler, man, so you just asked for him.
Yeah, he christened you good, man. Boy. Maybe you... Yeah, man, listen.
Yeah, man, I just couldn't wait to get that off, man. I seriously, like I say, the concern is for the children, not me.
Yeah, man.
Children.
Yeah, but what you do, right, stay in prayer and stay faithful and stay with a sense of purpose of love. All right, bro?
Yeah, man. Thanks for your time, bro.
Always, my friend. Always.
Yeah, all right. Bye.
All right, blessing. Listen, we're going to have an excellent discussion. We have another caller, but with great deference to our wonderful advertisers. Let us just quickly take this break and join our callers right after.
A caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
Thinking of getting a hybrid but don't know much about them? Vamp Motors has 3 great reasons why you should own the Toyota CHR. Hybrid save fuel, run cleaner, reduce CO2 emissions, and even recharge their batteries while being driven. So there's no need to plug in a hybrid, making it both economical and fun to drive. And you don't have to replace your battery every 2 years. The CHR Hybrid is reliable, providing up to 1 million kilometers on the same battery and engine. Oh, and now you can save $2,000 off the Toyota CHR, starting at only $33,500.
That's way more than 3 reasons.
True, but the best one is that it's on sale now. Test drive the Toyota CHR today at Vamp Motors, Walkers Road, while stocks last.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointment.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
Subway makes it easy for you to stay on top of your health and wellness goals with our Fresh Fit menu options. Choose from 5 Fresh Fit Subway sandwiches with only 450 calories or less per 6-inch sub. Turkey breast, veggie, oven-roasted chicken, Black Forest ham, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, or make your 6-inch Fresh Fit sub into a salad or wrap prepared with fresh vegetables. For a full menu and nutritional information, visit subway.ky. Subway, eat fresh.
Money Sense is the only personal finance radio show and podcast in the Cayman Islands, bringing an informed financial perspective to the Cayman community. Tune in to Money Sense this Thursday at 7:30 a.m. as we talk with Tony Travers about the EU, blacklisting, and Cayman's current standing in the international community. Follow us on Twitter and tweet your questions to @MoneySense Radio. In partnership with the CFA Society Cayman Islands and sponsored by the Cayman Islands Chamber Pension Plan. Catch Money Sense this Thursday at 7:30 a.m.
Freedom, Cayman Rock. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
20 years.
Remember when Crew Road had no median and Linford Pearson was only 2 lanes?
We do.
When Dirty Reeds was down the street?
We do.
We have been there for the falls, the growth, and the rise. When your body and mind needed to change, Powerhouse Gym has been here. We've skated with you. Your first date, your daughter's first time on skates, your son's first strike. From football to squash, to karate and hockey, to bowling and concerts, and everything in between.
For 20 years.
So much has changed, some for the good and some not so much. Through it all, King Sports Center has been here for you, for Cayman.
King Sports Center, celebrating 20 years as Cayman's home for fitness, recreation, and relaxation.
The 2022 Cayman Arts Festival is pleased to showcase their newest feature with the K Forte String Quartet featuring Sarah Newman, Harriet Henley, Joan Tamayo, and Antonio Sanchez, performing Baroque-era pieces by Handel, Bach, Corelli, Vivaldi, Telemann, and Purcell. Fall in love with the passionate quartets of the violins, a viola and cello. Thursday, February 24th, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at the National Gallery of the Cayman Islands. Tickets are US $40 for adults and $10 for students. For more information or to purchase tickets, please contact enquiries at CaymanArtsFestival.com or call 922-5550. The K Forte String Quartet, Thursday, February 24th, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at the National Gallery of the Cayman Islands.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointments.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
Talk to Dick. But I do have some questions. Talk to Dick.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk to Dick.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome back, and thank you very much for joining us. It is open line, and you can use the Flow toll-free line if you want to give us a shout. 949-8037, otherwise 1-800-534-8255, compliments of Flow. Let's go to the phones. Welcome, good afternoon, and thank you for calling.
Hi, good afternoon. I have to call to admire that young man that just spoke out.
Yes, ma'am.
About how hard it is for some Caymanians to get jobs and how foreigners can come and get jobs over Caymanians. This must be the only place in this world, entire world, where every Tom, Dick, and Harry can come from Timbuktu and everywhere unknown to us and get a job before they turn around.
Right. But can I
tell you some of the people that I see working in border control, I don't know where they're from. I don't know how they get Cayman status. And then these rich people that they're giving status to, they need all of these people that are applying for Caymanian status or residence, whichever one. They need to do what they did years ago. Make them put their picture and their name in the paper and where they're from and what kind of position they held before and what they intend to do while they're here. Caymanians need to know who these people are that they're giving status to because they're walking around and everybody's a Caymanian more than us look like.
But let me
They need to put they need to amend the immigration law or the work permit law, whatever it is, business and trade and business license. Because just because they come here with all kind of money, they come here as millionaires and they leave here as trillionaires. They can't get enough. Cayman is a gold mine for them and all the milk and honey in the world. This man that coming out that want to put down 2 12-story buildings, they need to put a limit on these people before they give them status, what they can do and what they can't do. Because they're only here to reap all the benefits for themselves, not for Caymanians. Talking about future tourists coming here. Caymanians need space in their own country, and we need to stop this foolishness. Thank you. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you too, Mom, for sharing our thought. And as the caller was speaking, someone messaged in. Let me see if I can. I guess it's one of those conversations that sort of midstream, but also continuing. Now, I want to invite you to call, and if we can, let's see if we can do a number of things, not just speak with a sense of authority, but with responsibility, with a sense of respect and humility, but a sense of accuracy, love, and a desire to come together. Let's go to the phones, though. Good afternoon, welcome, thanks for calling. Hello, good afternoon. All right. 1-800-534-TALK. Hey, good afternoon. Welcome. Thank you for calling.
Mr. Sterling, good afternoon. How are you?
Blessed, sir. Very blessed. How are you, sir?
Well, it's a beautiful day.
That it is.
Beautiful breeze. And
Amen.
Sun is shining. Many other parts of the world not shining.
And Bob Marley said the sun is shining?
I have to laugh. You know, after I called you a few days ago telling you about a petition that I'm hoping that it will be out next week.
Yeah.
Next weekend. Hopefully in different areas. I got a call I don't answer private numbers, but something just told me to answer this one. You never knows. So I answered it, and I was told, who do I think I am?
Mm-hmm.
To get a petition up. So my pressure went up. Nella went outside to get a ladder to bring it back down, climb up to bring it back down. But I kept swallowing. I said, Lord, I need you right now.
Yeah.
So I kept, and he told me, said, you know, we're not born here, but we Caymanians, we more Caymanians than you. So what is your problem? We need to develop this country more and more. It was I don't know if it was a middle-aged man, elderly man. I don't know who it was. Nowadays, you don't know. The native Caymanians can talk different from anybody. But anyhow, it was a warning for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who it was, but all I gotta say, I am way past age now, and I'm talking biblical now. The Bible says, wherever you're born, that's where you're from. You know about mother, where your mother from, like that, and that's all man-made law. That you're born in this country, but you got to take your mother or your father, and that's all that. I'm not involved in that. I'm bored with the Bible, and the Bible says wherever you're born, that's where you're from. Then the man kept talking. I said, but sir, I'm born here. He said, well, you don't know that the Bible said that no king is honored in his own home? I said, that is right, sir. I said, that's right. That's why you come here, right? Because you're not honored in your own home, so you come now to be honored in my home? I said, sir, I'm the wrong person. Because I'm not going to stop talking. I'm walking with a stick, but I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid because it's just like David and Goliath. You're bigger than me. You got more money than me. You come with your armor on. You come with your sword. But I come in the name of Jesus Christ. And you know the ending of that story, right?
Mm-hmm.
David and Goliath. You know the ending of it. But that just go to show you what the people that is now. We got good people in this country, angels in this country. But I'm talking about money now. Money. They got people that come and they don't have no money, you know. And they're humble people and they live. And I want to see this. Caymanians, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the mid-60s, and early 70s went other parts of the world to work, but they did not take over. They had no idea taking over. You know what they came for? To make their country, the Cayman Islands, where they come from, a better place, and they sent their money home and built this place up. And the seamen were the ones. I remember when they used to send them on Barclay Bank. You know the Barclay Bank? Somebody close there by the way the glass house is. At the Barclay Bank there, always to send them money on. And when you got board them ships, you had to sign an agreement to send your salary, whom your allotment, and you could spend your overtime to what you want, but you had to send some of your salary home, and that's what built the Cayman Islands up. So to whoever it was call me, thank you. I don't know who you are, I don't know how you got my number, but we Caymanians never ever stuck together as Caymanians. Every nationality that comes to this island, they all stick together, but I don't know what happened with us. We sometimes like the children of Israel. We got everything we want, we still complaining, but we never work together. But I'm not afraid of whoever it was. I plan to die here, and another thing I want to let that person know, I got a spot down the Dixie, the north, the south, the north Church Street Cemetery. If you don't know where it is, it's right pretty close to Kirk Supermarket. I got a spot there, and they call it the Dixie Cemetery. They call it the Dixon Cemetery, and nobody can take that spot. There's only one spot left there for me. So by them calling me, they're not discouraging me because the petition hopefully will be out next week.
Right. But let me ask of you, and I say this carefully but deliberately, certainly respectfully, and I pray that God gives you not just many years, but lifetime years and counsel and provision, protection, all that. But until you occupy that spot, make your time here as you are, increasingly of great value and contribution, so that it's a positive, meaningful, lasting thing that you do. So until you go there, continue to speak, to champion, to do what you think is right, to encourage others to draw alongside. I mean, that spot can wait. You don't need to rush to get there, right? So do what you're doing and then bring others along, because there's safety and strength in unity.
No, I know how to get there, but that's not in my that's not my powers.
I know.
But I can say one more thing.
Yes, sir.
When I used to walk up and down the streets of Georgetown 2-3 o'clock in the morning as a police officer, checking doors and keeping the peace when everybody else was sleeping, along with other good Caymanian police guys that I could call many of them, Roger Marion, Ricky Ebanks, Kenneth Watler, a lot of them.
Yes, sir.
A lot of them
Yes, sir.
good police officers. And let me tell you something, these people that is coming here now planning about these 20-story buildings, I don't know if they knew where Caymanian was, but it is not fair to us Caymanians. And like I said, I might not win the battle, but the Bible always says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not onto my own understanding.
In all your ways, huh?
I acknowledge Him, but money is the root of all evil. And I was figuring some things on the weekend. Me and another friend of mine had done building here many years ago, and we talked about 150 feet down in the ground for a 20-story building. Could be 200 feet, but more or less, because they got modern technology now that can tell you exactly the depth and all that. But old Caymanian builders that are coming from the arches, David Arch and all of those arches, so we knew what depth it was. But I'm going to tell you what, Georgetown can't take that, Mr. Sterling. And I might pass on today to my real spot. But trust me, those buildings can't stand up out there. Cannot stand up out there too long, because that is water right there. That is the iron shore where they plan to build them buildings. I'm sorry for Cayman Islands. I'm sorry for Cayman Islands. And anybody that come in here with money, wow, they got it made. They don't care where they come from. Once you got money, you talk. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
To that person that called me, I'm not worried about that person at all.
Yeah. Well, don't worry about that, man.
They can call me and find my address, and they can come anytime and look to me and talk to me. Because I too old.
All right. Well, thanks very much for.
Have a good day.
You too, sir. You too, sir. And we'll take one more call, I believe, before. Good afternoon. Welcome. Thank you for calling.
Good afternoon, Dwayne.
Hey, good afternoon. How are you today, man?
Okay.
All right. Great to hear from you, man.
Speaking about Caymanians in workplaces, well, that has been going on quite a while now. Caymanians being treated unfairly. But when you go to the employers, they try to hide it because they feel as though the people who are on work permit are more valuable than you are.
Why do you think that is?
Begrudgefulness, Dwayne. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Begrudgefulness. And you see a person that is begrudgeful, that person would kill you, you know. Okay, so government needs to get serious with these people, especially the employers that allow these things to happen to our own Caymanians and take away their license. If not take away their license, take them to court and give them a fine. And they will learn a good lesson. Because these types of things cannot continue to occur. Because one thing, provoke your child not to anger.
Mm-hmm.
And if you continue doing that, it's going to lead in a direction that is not good. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much for that. And with that, we'll pause, hit the headline news at 1, and when we come back, give us a shout and share your thoughts. Stay tuned for Talk Today.
From district to district, moving through the waters to Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Your station, your voice. All things Cayman. One radio, many people. This is home.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman. Your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
The Ministry and Department of Tourism invite people interested in entering or enhancing their skills in the food and beverage industry to register for the upcoming Shaker International Bartending and AHLEI and WSET Front of House Server courses provided by Wine School 3. The courses will be offered on a complimentary basis to eligible participants, and upon successful completion, participants will receive internationally recognized certification. The bartending course runs from the 7th through the 19th of March from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day. The deadline to register is today, the 21st of February at 5 p.m. The front of house course is running from the 21st to the 25th of March from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The deadline for that is the 7th of March at 5 p.m. If you'd like more information and find out how to register, visit wineschool.ourcayman.ky. In international news, scientists warn the British government today not to weaken the country's ability to monitor and track coronavirus after Prime Minister Boris Johnson ends the requirement for people in England to self-isolate if they contract COVID-19. Johnson today is announcing details in Parliament of the government's plan for living with COVID by treating it like other transmissible illnesses such as the flu. The legal requirement to self-isolate for at least 5 days after a positive coronavirus test is expected to be replaced by guidance, and mass testing for the virus will be scaled back. Northern Europe was battered by a third major storm in 5 days with heavy rains and high winds on Sunday and today, killing at least 2 more people, disrupting travel, and prompting hundreds of flood alerts across a region still recovering from last week's hurricane-force winds. Storm Franklin pushed in from the North Atlantic on Sunday afternoon, even as crews worked to clear fallen trees and restore power to thousands of customers hit by storms Dudley and Eunice last week. Heavy rains and high winds swept across Northern Ireland and Northern England before moving on to France. England's Environment Agency issued more than 300 flood warnings and alerts, and train operators urged people not to travel. Those are your headlines. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, I'm April Cummings.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back, and thanks for joining us in this open line. And with that, there's an opportunity to share a thought. Now, a couple of quick comments that were shared very briefly off air. One was just not even a 10-second phone call, and the other was just a 1-sentence message. Both seem to be, at least my initial consideration, on the same vein. So let's use these opportunities to share a thought, recognizing, and I do respect it, that sometimes somebody hears something and they didn't really hear what was being said. They're focusing more on, that's so and so saying such and such. Well, it happens, huh? But let's stand behind what we say, and let's use it to share our thoughts, because you may find that you're not the only one thinking that. Let's go to the phones. Welcome, good afternoon, and thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Sterling Dwayne. How are you?
I am very blessed, my friend. How are you?
I'm rough, regular, poor, so much still out there, but thankful and blessed.
Trust me, boy. Trust me. All right, man. Good to hear from you.
Thank you. I called publicly to wish my nice cousin a happy birthday, Hazel Brown, Dr. Hazel Brown.
Mm-hmm. We'll join you in celebrating with her. Yes.
Yes. And I also like to extend my well wishes to my good classmate there, Captain Patton.
Yeah.
Wish
Yeah,
him
man.
all the best, and that's from the class of 82.
Mm-hmm. You see, if I might just add to what you're sharing, each of us, and almost all the time, almost simultaneously, we have something to celebrate, we have something to contemplate, we have something that saddens our heart, right? All in the same day, in the same hour, and yet, we are expected to. So, in you sharing, we should draw alongside and realize that, nothing exists in a vacuum, huh?
No, and life is fragile. Let me put it that way.
Precious, very precious indeed.
Very precious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I need to also chime in with George Gillette. Tell him that I'll stand beside him with that one.
Yeah.
On that position.
Yeah, man. Well, it's about standing together, right? And sometimes it's kind of like when we say we pray, God may say no, God might say yes, and we don't understand that He's saying no or yes. Or God may say, well, not no.
Wait.
Right?
You must say wait, yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes, I'm not going to say that I understand it, and I'm not going to say that it isn't as it is. Sometimes we approve of something we oppose it just because of when it is, where it is, and who it is, right? But are we not able to very, very sensibly look at things and say, well, you know what? Maybe we should be considering 100-story buildings, but maybe that should be in 100 years. Maybe we shouldn't be considering any buildings more than 5 stories, and that should be today. But are we not able to look at things and understand what is happening, why it's happening, and do what is best, not just for today, but maybe for 100 years from today as well?
Yes, we need to look at the future. We can't stay in the just here and now. But do we want to be like every other country?
Yeah.
That's the question we need to ask.
Boy.
They leave their country to come looking a better place, but yet they want to make this place, which is a better place, like the place they left.
Mm-hmm. But I guess it is that thing where you understand sometimes that people like what they know. People will gravitate to who they know. And maybe you leave some way and you go some way because it's like what you left home. If it isn't, you try to create it. Not everybody. But why don't we look at what's good and where we come from, what's not good, take the good and leave the bad? I'm not sure if that's possible, but it would seem like it would make sense.
It does make sense, Sterling, but when you go to Rome, you do as the Romans do.
And when you can't, what do you do?
You can't leave from here and go to Rome and tell them that, hey, look, I'm going to put an ocean in your front yard.
Yeah. I was thinking, on the face of it, the sentence, the saying probably makes sense, right? But what if when you go to Rome, they have bad sewage or no sewage system? Do you want to do that too, or do you try to add value and improve? I mean, it's something that maybe we need to rethink sometimes where we are and how to add value as opposed to, as you said, extract and exploit.
Yeah, but you can't say, well, the sewage system is good or bad. You might say, well, it's different, but them digging a hole in the ground and putting their effluent in that maybe just as good to them,
right,
as our septic is out here.
Right. I hear what you're saying, but consider this for a second. Let's say you come from a place where you look around and you see it changing. Let's just use something that should be easier for us to relate to. You say, boy, this used to be a nice place, but boy, the crime. Just use that for example. You don't feel safe. Your parents, your children, you yourself, you don't feel safe. And it may not be that it's really, really that bad yet, but it's getting bad. Or maybe it's gotten so bad that you're glad to escape. Whatever the case is, right? Not even government oppression, maybe it's unemployment, maybe just a criminal element to come in, whatever the reason, but you feel unsafe because of the crime. And I think anybody who feels a threat to their health and their safety and their well-being and their security probably would relate that, that's not a good thing, right? So let's say that's the premise. And you leave that place, whether that's England, whether that's UK, it doesn't matter where it is, right? And you end up, for argument's sake, let's say in Cayman. You say, boy, not a bad place. Would we not want to make it better and keep it the way it is? And if there is an issue of crime because of whatever, would it not be in all of our collective interests, irrespective of where we're from, where we work, what we look like, how much money we got, whether we've been here forever, or we've only been here for a short time, to say, well, what do we do to keep this place safe, to address the little things that are making it unsafe? It may not be anything more than, boy, these bunch of people out there at night making noise, playing dominoes, or under that tree, drinking and carrying on, right? And it's 2 o'clock in the morning, I got to be up 5 o'clock. And you don't nip it in the bud. Something simple that should really be easier to acknowledge and address, but we ignore it. Then tomorrow, well, it's not that. They're starting now to, shoot up the almond tree. Whatever it is, right? And
that's what George is getting at.
Yeah. So if we
nip it in the bud.
Yeah. If we're not doing that, and all of us, right? Who are we blaming? Because it doesn't matter if you're a Caymanian because your people go back 1,000 generations, or you are Caymanian because you just got your piece of paper that says you're a Caymanian, or maybe you had your piece of paper for 30, 40 years, whatever that is, right? Or you might be saying, boy, I just come in and I like this place, this is a nice place. We're all here. Isn't it in our collective interest to make it as best as we can? Now that sounds simple. And some would say, but boy, you're naive. And they might be right. But wouldn't you not want the place to be as safe and as good as it can be?
Yes, I would.
So why can't we work together, my friend?
That's what we're trying to do now.
Are we?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I ain't gonna allow somebody to come here and dish out what they feel like dishing out, and I swallow it and say we're good.
Yeah. I mean, this message from one of our listeners saying, we live in a beautiful place. Let's just give thanks to God, right? I know the scripture tells us, faith without works is dead, right? So we need to work together, but we are so willing to assign labels and to be divided that it's easy for anybody to say, we know that there's a plan of the enemy to come kill, steal, and destroy. We know that history says, divide and conquer. We understand the strategy, and yet we fall victim and prey to it easily because we assign labels, and we fail to appreciate that,
No, but I'm not signing labels to anybody.
No, I don't mean you and other people. I'm just saying, generally speaking. Yeah.
But I'm making it clear.
Yeah, man.
I'm not signing labels to anybody.
Yeah, man. Well.
But you can't, Sterling Dwayne, I'm Caymanian, you Caymanian.
Mm-hmm.
Whether paper or...
Exactly.
You got a house.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't allow me to come into your house and do what I feel like doing inside your house.
But do you know, right? Do you know that some of the people that are closest to us, maybe even some of the same people that live in our house, help us to pay the bills or whatever, right? Not always, just generally speaking. Some of those same people will say, if you say, well, Bobo, in this house we don't smoke, you take off your shoes, you don't wear them inside. Let's say it's a simple rule that goes to everybody. Mm-hmm. But somebody, for whatever reason, maybe they're a new person to your house, maybe they're so and such and such. They come in, got their 2 or 3 cigarettes lit up, they just walk through a pile of mud over your clean floor that you spend all day scrubbing, right?
They wouldn't come in the door, first of all.
Yeah, and you tell them straight up, listen, they're not working today. But those other people will say, but boy, you being rude, you can't talk to your guest like that. That's not good hospitality. Instead of supporting you, they gotta cry you down, right? And then what if isn't like let's just say argument say, they're equal, their spouse, is you're the child, right? And you say, well, geez, seem to make an exception, and then you start to draw inferences. Well, maybe I accept. Everybody can come and accept this person who is looking like this, or sounding like this, or smelling like this, or talks like this, or whatever, right? And you start to make exceptions for people who do wrong because, for whatever reason, you're now taught that that's okay. They can act with impunity. And lo and behold, now if you decide and say, well, let me put my foot down, this don't work, you get chastised for it. Could that be part of the problem?
Yes, it can. But when you make a rule, you, as the head of the house, supposed to enforce that rule.
Well, my friend, I would tell you that I'm one of them that will, The question is, are there others?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Anyway,
yeah, man.
I think you might have more callers.
I thank God I do, man. Thank you for your thoughts. All right. Blessings to you, man. Blessings to you. All right. With that, and with good people at the other end of the line, let's go to the phones. Welcome. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Sterling.
And to you, a blessed good afternoon as well.
Yes. Yeah, some of the things that you all were just discussing, I agree with, because let me tell you something. I don't care how much money they're paying rent in my house. They can buy by my rules and regulations or go and get their own nest.
Well, that's my view too, but, I mean... But
you can't come to somebody's house and do as you please. Then you know you ain't got nowhere to go and somebody trying to help you. I don't care. You could be paying the mortgage. You're going to still obey the rules and regulations.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Right. But let me ask a question. Do we, as the house owner or as the country, do we tell people straight up, these are the rules, right, of engagement. This is the rule, the protocol. This is the norm. This is what is expected. Do we tell them that?
Some people do, some people don't. I'll tell you a little thing. This morning I was watching a court case, and this person had to stay with somebody for a while, and they overstayed, and then they decided to put him out, and the person was walking around in America for the longest thing. He couldn't find a way to stay, so he took all his stuff and destroyed his stuff, and then he wrote to the court and asked the court if he can sue the people for his belongings. So I'm like, excuse me?
Yep.
They were just trying to help the guy out, and he just took advantage of his staying. You don't do that when somebody puts you up and say, all right, I'm going to put you up for a month. And when the month comes, you're not looking at anything, or you make me make believe to look something, and you didn't get anything. And I'm not supposed to be able to put up with that. Mother and mother is a grown individual. They can cut the lawn for somebody. They can go and rig somebody's yard and put a couple of dollars in and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of people here want everything on a silver platter. And those silver platter days are over.
Yeah,
you
well,
know, what can you eat?
Someone just shared something to me. It says, don't wish for something, work for it.
Yeah, and I don't want to get cut off, and I don't want to go into the news break or go into the news.
You go ahead, talk, man. You go ahead.
Okay. Sterling, I went to the airport on Saturday to pick up some visitors that I normally deal with. I haven't seen them in 3 years, so it was all excited about coming back here on Saturday. And while I was out there waiting, a few planes came in before theirs, and Sterling, the people was coming out of the airport there, and the groups of 15 and 10 and you name it, looking taxis to go where they was going. And I said to the dispatcher, this feel like the old time working up at the airport before COVID. You see, I was thinking the same thing too. It feel good to know that we got so much people coming in today. To say before it was just like less than a half a sheet, and the sheet now was full of taxi names, and they were just moving, and it felt good, and she said it felt good to her as well too. So I see a part of Cayman before the COVID.
Okay.
Back at the airport, and it was very, very refreshing, and everybody came up with their masks on, and stuff like that, and we had some people inside waiting for their people that work at the hotels and stuff. And Sterling, they didn't welcome the guys to the island when they saw the name on the piece of paper they were holding up. I just thought that I was so cold, knowing that we're trying to open back up and what's happening right now with this COVID and everything. It would have been excited to meet these people and give them a more welcome than before, or whatever the case may be, or you know what I mean? They were just cold turkeys, just this old bad talk, and some of them wasn't even dressed professional to be inside there picking up our visitors. We had people outside standing up waiting on a rental car, and apparently the rental car was on the board, that the rentals are on the board at the airport. They had to wait for the rental car to come pick them up. So apparently there must be new tax rental people. But Sterling, the fact of the matter is, you got just coming in for a rental car. You should have been very, very close standby waiting for these people and so forth. You understand? I know the airport has changed up a lot, believe me, but still,
right.
You should have some representative out there, say, well, I'm here for so-and-so car rental. I'll take you over to them and yakety-yak. But Sterling, if we do not upgrade our customer service after this pandemic and so forth, with these visitors coming back to this island, let me tell you something, they're not going to be up for the picture. And furthermore, Sterling, my people was in there for an hour and a half, 3 ladies, an hour and a half, they was in there waiting, And anyhow, they're glad to be back here. But Sterling, they had some machines in there where you could check yourself out if you wanted to.
Right.
And there was people there helping the elder people and so forth using the machine and so forth. And the lady said the machine became empty at one point in time, and the lines are still long because other planes are down now, don't get me wrong. And she had to go and ask the lady, can we use this machine to check ourselves out? And she said, oh, yeah, go right ahead. And you see the line is all backed up and those machines are empty. Why not send people over there? And Sterling, to see the people that came in here on Saturday with their wheelchairs and their knees bound up and walking with crutches and so forth, let me tell you something. They were more than happy to say that they were back in the Cayman Island. Believe me. They just came with pain in their knees and whatever the case may be, but they came.
Yeah.
They came to Cayman.
There's a love and a respect. Yeah, man. Yeah.
They was excited to be back here, and I just feel like we just need some more customer service at that airport from the workers that go out there to pick up their people, as well as the taxi drivers, Yeah. And Sterling, we talk about the coronavirus and wear your mask and do this and do that, but I have never heard anything about how to dispose of masks after you finish using it. You finding the masks on the road, on fence, different places, people that's dropping the mask and leaving it there. And I have never heard, since you had this COVID, how to dispose your mask. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that they should be disposed properly,
But yeah. Well, let's see if we can inquire, because we know that they've said about disposing of the tests and and presume, I know that one time the garbage was to be double bagged and different things. So maybe there'll be I'm sure there was something somewhere, and let's see if we can figure it out. But good points all the same. All right.
Okay, thank you.
You're most welcome. Thanks very much. It always makes good points, from the customer service and the like. So let's quickly pause, and to our callers in the queue, would you be so gracious as to hold on?
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette, brought to you by the Ministry of Tourism and Transport. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Esterly Clarence Tibbetts, BEM, 1910 to 1999. Esterly Clarence Tibbetts was born in Kimmerbrook. After working overseas for a number of years, he returned to Grand Cayman, where he married Emma Melba Borden in 1940. In 1949, he joined the civil service as Superintendent of Works at Public Works Department, where he had numerous responsibilities for both Grand Cayman and Kimmerbrook. He played a vital role in the early development of these islands, and many of the roads, buildings, lighthouses, and other works remain in use today, a testament to his hard work. He was awarded the British Empire Medal in 1965 for his long and dedicated service to the people of the Cayman Islands. He retired from the civil service in the mid-1980s. He was also an active member of the community, serving as a charter member of the Rotary Club and as an elder of Emsley Memorial Church.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette, brought to you by the Ministry of Tourism and Transport. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Kimmerbrook and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab. Blood test, x-ray and mammogram, all of that is MedLab. Affordable fees and friendly service, a full professional team. MedLab is always comfortable, MedLab is always clean. For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Call 949-7331 and ask about MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
The 2022 Cayman Arts Festival is pleased to showcase their newest feature with the K Forte String Quartet featuring Sarah Newman, Harriet Henley, Joan Tamayo and Antonio Sanchez, performing Baroque-era pieces by Handel, Bach, Corelli, Vivaldi, Telemann and Purcell. Fall in love with the passionate quartets of the violins, a viola and cello. Thursday, February 24th, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at the National Gallery of the Cayman Islands. Tickets are US $40 for adults and $10 for students. For more information or to purchase tickets, please contact enquiries at caymanartsfestival.com or call 922-5550. The K Forte String Quartet, Thursday, February 24th, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at the National Gallery of the Cayman Islands.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back, and thanks for joining us. It is open line as we go straight to the phones. Thank you so much for calling. If you're patient, how are you today?
I told you good afternoon, and I've been waiting on you for the last 13 minutes.
Well,
you said good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon.
And somebody else answered you before me. Oh, Mr. Sterling, you doing okay, sir?
Thank God I am. Yes. Trust and pray for you.
God too. I'm very good. This is the lady that I called in about the car tire that I found out by the church.
Yes, ma'am.
My car.
Yes, ma'am.
Nobody not come pick it up yet. I said I didn't know if you could keep repeating it. You know that they might hear that. Very few people listen to talk show in a day and thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't use it, and I really don't want it to use. Another part, I had a big rug down for the church door, and somebody stole that. Then I can't find out. I don't know, or no way around the church to go on with that. And I tell you another piece now that's a little bit worse than that. They tried to break my car right out in front of the church.
Wow.
Their footprint, their handprints, because their hands had on gloves, but their foot, had nothing on that. And when I said to the police, you want to see? He said, Mom, I can stay inside this building. I can see what went on them. I mean, their handprints on top of the car where they try to hold on to the handle and pull it open with their feet, with pushing, trying to have more strength with their foot. Yeah, so if you want, I'll keep repeating that on the radio in the days. Somebody might come up with it. I think it's off a trailer, and it bunks off the back their thing because it's like a trailer tire. It's new brand, but the rim now is not new brand.
Well, I thank you again for, being not only so generous and honest, and remind us that people like you still exist in the world. Hopefully the person, will realize that they're missing it.
Yeah, because I can't use it.
Well, you can't do no more than you're doing.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't even going to use it if it
exactly.
It wasn't mine.
Exactly. Well.
Yeah, I guess they took the church mat from before the door, and they tried to break my car. I got two street lights right in front of the church. 2 lights right, one inside the porch, one on the outside the porch, and 6 around the back. Now, would you imagine? And I put a guy, Mr. Lawrence, and we got some more motion detectors, and I put 2 more around the front. I don't know that it'll help, but anyway, I can try it.
We pray for our people, huh? Yeah.
I tell you, I can't believe that somebody would go and take the rug from before the church door.
Well, yeah, that's Sadly, they're stealing flowers off of graves, so imagine, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, and I always keep my handbag inside the car, and I always lock the car. And the car was locked with my handbag inside, so they must peep in seeing the handbag was. That's why they're trying to force it open, to get the handbag out.
Yes, well.
Yeah, but I won't be putting it back there.
Well, thank God it's no worse than what it is, huh?
That's right.
Okay.
Okay, Sterling, my darling.
God bless, Mom.
Take care. God bless you and your family.
Amen. Thank you, too. And you and yours, Mom. God bless.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, let's take another call. Hey, good afternoon. Thank you, too, for holding on, and thanks for joining us.
Hello, I'm on the air.
You are, yeah. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you. I'm calling concerning and trying. I want to warn the public about these crooks on the internet. They've been sending me all kind of emails saying my Battlefield bank online banking is froze. I need to update on it, the accounts and everything else. And I never did have a Battlefield bank account.
Yeah.
So they're trying to feel people out. Now we've been getting them about Flow. Now we've been getting them about Cayman National Bank. So it's all fake, There's a bunch of crooks out there.
Yeah, that's sadly.
People, before they open up these emails, to check with their bank to see if it's genuine. Because there's so many crooks out there on the internet just trying to steal the money.
So many people don't pay attention like you are, and so by you sharing that is a good reminder to pay attention and confirm, trust but verify, right?
Right, yeah, that's right, because people just sitting before a computer trying to steal people's money.
Man, and it's so easy these days, huh?
Yeah.
We're so trusting and sometimes so much in a rush that we're not paying attention.
Right. That's right.
Well, hopefully, you only reference 3 companies, 2 banks in a service provider, but we do realize that it happens with many companies. So maybe they'll make a special effort again as they pay attention to it, and hopefully you and others don't fall prey like so many have in the past.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Otherwise, everything's okay.
Yeah, you have a good day. Thanks.
You too, sir. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for telling us, and we'll remind people as well. All right. Let's take one other call. Welcome. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Sterling. How are you?
Blessed. Thankful. How about you, sir?
Sterling, boy, I get so upset to hear my people bawling and crying. I want to find out if our island is Santa Claus, huh?
Say that again?
I would like to find out if the Cayman Islands have to be changed to the Cayman Islands Santa Claus.
I am not laughing because I didn't hear. I'm not laughing to dismiss, but maybe people are not paying attention. Explain to us who don't understand what you're saying, because I don't think that should go on. Go ahead.
Anyway, Sterling, I heard George on the radio this morning.
Yeah.
But he said something about where you're born is your nationality or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't believe that is true, Sterling, because remember, Bahamas, when people born over there, we had Caymanians born over there, and they kicked them out of there. So what I want to find out is if the Cayman Islands, we are the only one in the Caribbean that have 100 and odd different nationalities in this island. The only island in the Caribbean. Am I correct?
Are we?
So pardon me?
Yeah, okay.
Am I correct?
The only island in the Caribbean.
The only island in the Caribbean that have 100 and odd different nationality, different culture in our island. I
was actually repeating that in my mind, and I'm wondering if we're not probably the only place in the world that might actually have so many people. No. I know.
Okay.
But maybe in the world that we have so many different nationalities living seemingly so far, and thank God get along fairly good. So yeah, that is something that we should really, really look at and value and harness, in a good way.
Sterling and anybody looking at it, because if the Freeport Bahamas, they were having the same situation that Cayman Islands are in right now, Sterling. And they had to repatriate all expats out of Freeport. And then you go to Freeport, now all you see in their government department is natives. Am I correct?
It is something that we're seeing in many places where the employment across many sectors, public sector, private sector, and in some crucial sectors, they have their own people. But we're probably in a unique situation, right? There's a lot of jobs and there are not a lot of people.
But then we should have a control of the limit and the amount that we're going to let in, Sterling. Please, work with me.
Well, I'm testing your hypothesis, right? So how do we achieve that?
Sterling is just like I just said. The Bahamas did it. The Fiji Island had to do it. So we got to repatriate everybody because they got money. We don't need their money. When I used to go to see mosquitoes, they're killing cow. They didn't even know Cayman Islands.
Right. But have we grown so rapidly that we don't have it, the infrastructure? We don't have the number of people. We are, and I said this following a discussion late last week. Guy says, any business that's opened up, any development that is done, and a new job opening, immediately you're going to have to find someone else because if you take it from whoever's here on the island, that person had to be replaced by someone else who isn't. And his view is that if you're physically building a property,
construction,
right, that property is going to probably be built by people that you have to bring in to help build, staffed, housed. Everything is for more people to come from other places. In itself, not necessarily a bad thing, but if it's putting great pressures on what's already here without any, and I'm paraphrasing it, without any kind of meaningful long-term plan and objective, then it seems that you might be putting yourself in a hole down the road because there's no real vision as to what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, because what I noticed, Mr. Sterling, they're running all the construction at one time. When we were building Paradise Man and all of that, we run 3 constructions to accommodate the people that we had here.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't run 50 construction at the same time and say, well, we got to bring in laborers to do it.
Right.
When you build 3 at a time, then the natives would always have a job because by the time we finish one, then we can go to another.
Mm-hmm.
But if we build them 25 one time, 50 one time, then you're going to tell us that you need employees and you can't get them and blah, 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 blah. I mean, they're looking out for what they want to look out for.
But how do we address that? Because, I mean... Go ahead, sorry. Yeah.
But then at the day, then, Steve, remember now, we have some expatriates. Let me go to some expatriates.
Mm-hmm.
That has come to our island. They do not appreciate the island, and they do not appreciate us.
Mm-hmm.
They kidnap our women, they rape our women, they rob our women, they kill our woman, and they turn around and burn her. All right? Yeah, am I correct on that?
Unfortunately, that was something, yeah.
That was an incident that happened here with expats. Come in and kill our school teacher from Cayman Brac. What's your name again?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, T, in our days, I don't know why they allow it like this. In our days, we used to let 50 expats from each country. And we used to give them a year doing them in part of them days. 1 year. Now, after that, you have to get back to the island. Now, what we are doing, I do not see what it is doing, helping our children come out of school, where we are bringing all these expats. Remember now, our school going to be burdened, our medical service going to be burdened, everything going to be burdened, and it's for the Cayman people. It's we. So, I mean, we need to focus and say, look, if we let these amount of people, we already got 20 of our children coming out of school. What are they going to do? Where are they going to go? I mean, look out, we growing up now. We got to realize this.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these people has went into the States, and the United States had to throw them out because they went down and made a gang named Paso Gang. You remember that? Killing the people and robbing the people and things. The United States said, no, we can't put up with this, man. You're going to have to go back to your turf. I mean, if you come to this island, if you do not like our system, I think it's better you go back where you come from. Because if you don't know where you're coming from, then you're not going to know where you're going.
And if you don't have a way to get there, the road will take you, right?
It's time. I mean, if it comes to that the natives, if we even got 25 native-born Caymanians, and we have to repatriate everything and we shuffle this island, and we just have to do it. We don't want man coming and talking to George about him money and this money. When I used to go to CBI, I send him $100 every month out of our allotment to this island. Nobody knew when they came on island people. Mosquitoes killing us, they didn't know nothing. Pinging, drying them down one little lawnmower with DDT trying to help us kill the mosquitoes. Now they come in trying to capture. No. Listen, Steve. Caymanians are very nice people. They're very kind people. But listen, you can push them to a certain extent, and when they get enough, trust me. Mm-hmm. You remember we stopped the election in the town hall of it in Georgetown, you know? You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
We stopped the election because of what was going on. And if we have to start to put out some of these people that come in here and committing certain crimes, they should not be here after the crime. They should be deported. The prison officers, there's Cannon and the ganja in the prison. They are not Cayman, they're expats. All right? So where do we go from there, T? Tell me now.
In answering that, though, is there a way that we can go there together?
T, trust me, Sterling Green E-Banks as a born Caymanian like myself. I am sick of seeing the disadvantage in our island. We just had a new government, and whatever it takes for us to reshuffle this island, I think it's time for us to do it. Time for our children to realize Cayman is Cayman and this is theirs. We have did what we did. We getting too old now to even fight, and they're too young to fight. And some of them too weak to fight. So anyhow, let us teach them and let us get on with this thing. And if we got to throw out people, let's start to throw them out. Come on now.
Something to consider. Yeah, man.
We have to stand up on our foot. Enough is enough, T. I'm sick of hearing my people bawling. They were in the government department to go and see an expat. I went to the glass house a couple of days ago. I see a man walking in the glass house with a backpack. The security officer named search it. Now he's going upstairs. I don't know which floor upstairs he was going. But he didn't even search the bag to see whether a hand grenade or bomb or nothing was in it. He just sent the man upstairs. You know, remember that's the head of our island. And when you have expats as a security officer, he don't care nothing about us, T. He don't care what in the bag. It could be a bomb in the next by time the man got to boom, everything blow up.
But isn't it unfortunate that maybe our place is becoming like that? I mean, we should be able to live civilly and responsibly and not even have to have that level of growing concern interactions, you know. But maybe you touch something that needs consideration, no?
See, the way the world is going now, you can't trust nobody. You cannot trust no one. You don't know what he may have. He come here with one intention. We don't know his intention. Whether he come to get something and leave. When we used to go to sea, we only went to build the island and come back home. We could stay the 20 years. We coming back, Cayman.
Yeah. I remember sometimes they say your own flea bites you the hardest.
Yeah, look, see, where we go hard to get rid of that flea and take the bite.
All right, go on.
So let us get together, T. We can't watch our children going down the dump.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, man.
We have to look out for them.
All right.
We.
Together, man, together.
So let us get together and find out what's going on. Now, we can't tolerate it. You got people coming in bringing their whole family. Their whole family then is 50. You want to allow 50 of them in the island? That's a gang. That's a tribal war gang, T. You got to put limits on them things. Because the same politician that makes the law, when he breaking, he begging chance, he don't want to go to prison.
Yeah. Why? All right.
No, T. No, this is serious business we getting into, man. Trust me, man. And we got to know what we're doing and know where we're going. If not, we're going to be doomed. And we can't, Caymanians can't expect to be doomed. We are sailed to see some of the roughest weathers that you can get in. People didn't even know that. We have lose many men out there in our ocean. And you're going to come here, you're going to disrespect us and talk about your money. Man, take your money and go back where the hell you come from. We don't need you. You ain't got no principle. You ain't got no pride. You ain't got nothing. You know what about your money? Get out of here with that. We build this town. We seamen build this town, Mr. Sterling Drain E-Bikes, and you know that. From the turtling to the sharking was where we begin. We had one old market down in West River. We used to park the cow hide and all of that. We used to ship to survive. Now they gonna come in and tell us that the beach is days and this and that. Listen, get them people out there. Try to get them out of here. Fuck them, man. Change their mind. Because remember, when the fear is gone, you know what happened then? Man mind make that.
See, that's the easy part. What I think we need to remember too is like what our parents, grandparents were taught. Love, respect, civility goes a long ways, right? So sometimes it's about understanding the road ahead, but realizing that we make our paths together, we make them better, all right? So it's concerning to see what is happening, but I believe all who are here, who are working together, recognize that we make it better.
Some,
yeah.
Some, Mr. Sterling, some.
Yeah.
Because some don't no matter respect to our people.
Some don't have. Yeah.
I've been holding doors open for some days, but they didn't tell you thanks. They look in your face. They're not used to that. That's not their culture. Opening a door and opening this for a lady in the Cayman Islands, our principle, we go with that.
Mm-hmm.
When you do that with them, they look at you like you want to rob them. So I stop doing it. I stop. I open it when I see if it's my Cayman. I open the door and hold doors. But if I see you, I don't do that no more. Because you ain't got no mind in himself, thank you.
Yeah, it's a challenge, but I think sometimes we can't allow people to redefine who we are, and you don't want them to disrespect us, but sometimes it's like a child, right? You teach the child by example, and you work with the child so that there's an understanding. So maybe sometimes some people just need to appreciate that it's a better and more welcoming place.
Mr. Sterling, how you appreciate something if you're not used to it?
Well, you can be taught things, I believe. I honestly believe.
Well, I tell you, Mr. T, what I see coming cannot be taught because they start having Cassidy man. And I can tell you straight up if it were yard or so on, they murder, them kind of thing. Come on, man. We have some nasty expats on this island. Some. Remember what I'm saying? Some.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
So we're going to have to do what we have to do. If it takes that we have to repatriate this whole island and reshuffle it, we will have to do it. Never Caymanians can't walk on the beach. I buy one piece of land and I own this system. And my man, please, don't do that. Get out of my island if that's not how you're going to behave.
Yeah.
We don't need you, man.
All right, man. Well, I hear you, man.
You have a nice day and God be with you. And try and do what you can do, and if you need help, let's call us.
All right.
Because when Matilda Corner and anything happens down there, they come for the gang, You know that, right? That's where they come for the gang.
Yeah.
We need them to come.
Yeah.
So let us get this thing organized the way it should be. If you don't appreciate the island, you do not appreciate our culture and our people, please leave and go back where you was. That is so simple.
Yeah.
Either that, have a good day. God be with you. Think about what I'm telling you. I don't want to see it get to that, but if you have to get to that, you just have to do. We now watch what children did.
Together, man. All right, man. A lot to think of. Blessings to you.
Bye.
All right. With that, let's just pause. When we come back, let's join the callers. Please stay tuned.
Busy. Feel like there's not just enough hours in the day. Savannah Pharmacy, service to make your life easier. Now you can WhatsApp your prescription order to 929-5045. And pickup is just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours including Sundays and holidays. WhatsApp your prescription order to 929-5045. Savannah Pharmacy, wholesome values with modern conveniences.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
You see how hard it's raining?
Yeah, and I don't have time to fight traffic and get my lunch from Subway. I have so much work to do.
Why don't you order Subway by using the Let's Eat or Bento app? Save time, stay dry, and get your sandwich fast.
I never thought of that. Great idea. I'm going to order now.
Order me a veggie pizza while you're at it.
And a cookie platter for the office.
Too busy at work or home? Is the rainy weather stopping you from dining out? Order your favorite Subway sandwich, wrap, or pizza through the Let's Eat or Bento app with fast and reliable delivery. Subway, eat fresh.
Cocoa Fest is back at Pedro St. James, Saturday, February 26th, from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Enjoy crafts, games, music, coconut-inspired food and treats, health and beauty products, and enjoy local cooks, craftsmen, artisans, and farmers through a shared love for the Cayman coconut. Entry is $10 for adults, $5 for kids. Children 5 and under are free. Cocoa Fest will be adhering to all government regulations to keep our visitors safe. So, go coconuts at Cocoa Fest, Saturday, February 26th. Sponsored by Fidelity, Pepsi, Ministry of Culture and Heritage, High Impact Media, Cayman Spirits, and ATV Cayman.
The coconut nut is a giant nut.
The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter will be taking appointments until February 17th at his Crew Road Clinic. Appointment slots are limited. Whether you're seeking advanced skincare, Botox, filler, cosmetic skin enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles, Dr. Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email dr.portercayman@gmail.com or call 946-9020 to book your appointment today. That is 946-9020.
It was Thursday, February 23rd, 1905, that Rotary was born. The vision of one man, Paul Harris. Thereafter, Rotary mushroomed beyond the Chicago club of 4 professional men from diverse backgrounds. Today, Rotary is the epitome of humanitarian service above self. Dynamic, active, effective. A global instrument in pursuit of peace. Working to resolve some of the world's most challenging problems. Indeed, Rotary helped to decide the United Nations Charter back in 1945. Rotary works to eradicate dreaded diseases. Today, we are steps away from a polio-free world. Rotary, fueling human development through varied and numerous global initiatives. Happy birthday, Rotary. 117 years of commitment to bettering humanity. From the Rotary and Rotaract families of the Cayman Islands, Rotary serves to change lives.
Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands, the ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom, the land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your sister islands.
Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointments.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
Babes to Teens is having a store-wide clearance sale from Friday, 18th February to Saturday, February 26th. Items as low as $5. Dresses from $15 to $20. Shoes under $10. Tops, pants, and baby items all under $10. Plus 20% off on all clothing. Babes to Teens is making room for new stock. So catch these great deals before they're all gone. Babes to Teens, number 8, Plaza Venetia, North Sound Way. Telephone 946-8157. Open Monday to Saturday, 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Babes to Teens.
A caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
The 2022 Cayman Arts Festival is pleased to showcase their newest feature with the K Forte String Quartet featuring Sarah Newman, Harriet Henley, Joan Tamayo and Antonio Sanchez, performing Baroque-era pieces by Handel, Bach, Corelli, Vivaldi, Telemann and Purcell. Fall in love with the passionate quartets of the violins, a viola and cello. Thursday, February 24th, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at the National Gallery of the Cayman Islands. Tickets are US $40 for adults and $10 for students. For more information or to purchase tickets, please contact enquiries at caymanartsfestival.com or call 922-5550. The K Forte String Quartet, Thursday, February 24th, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at the National Gallery of the Cayman Islands.
Government's new recruitment portal offers job seekers a paperless online process that makes it easy to apply for more than one job anywhere, anytime. With this step forward in our online recruitment presence, you can keep track of outstanding applications and appointments and receive notifications about your applications. Visit the careers.gov.ky portal and use the new one-stop shop for civil service recruitments to further your career.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back. And thanks very much for joining us. It is open line as you go straight to the phones. Welcome. Thank you for calling.
Good afternoon, Dwayne. How are you?
Very thankful. How are you?
Not too bad. I'm grateful, very thankful.
Thank God.
I want to say, maybe he's not there, but he kept saying it this morning. DJ Lynn, say Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. And I want to say that back to him.
All right, well, he's here. Yeah, we hear him. He's not too far from me.
Happy Monday, DJ Lynn. Thank you so much. Anyway, I was waiting for 15 minutes, but that is okay. You have open lines. I can always call back. But anyway, some of the things that gentleman was saying was very right. But some, again, because we have to remember now that who is the Immigration Department? Immigration Department is Caymanians. Okay? They're the ones that calls the shots. And companies that bring in people here, they get work permits for these people before they can they can enter in the Cayman Islands. They have to get work permits for them. Then again, who is our politicians that pass these laws? All Caymanians. There you go again. Now, we had politicians like Mr. Panton, Mr. Armand Panton, the late Armand Panton, and Jim Bodden, and Roy, and all of those, the late Jim Bodden, excuse me, all of those that had some guts, they are no longer here. May God rest their souls. Mr. Roy Bodden is still with us, thank God, but he's not a politician any longer. And many, many, many more. But we have Caymanians at the head of this island. Caymanians carry their land and their homes and whatever else that they can sell to Mr. Dart. Then after they sell it, then they run around with it. Not all of them, excuse me, not all of them. Then they run around with a piece of paper saying, you got to sign this and you got to sign that because this man is taking away our land. The man could not even get an inch of my land if I didn't want to sell it. I'm sure you would be the same. Then we got service clubs here. Who's heading those service clubs up? They come in, they say they were Rotary and all the rest of the service clubs that we have. Mostly we have 3 Rotary clubs. They say they were in those service clubs back in their country. And they come to our country and they be here for 2-3 years, and when you know anything, they're the president. Why are we sitting down and letting this happen just because it's a service club? Excuse me. We ourselves have to blame ourselves for what is happening. Singapore, I've been to Singapore. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. You don't see no dirt. You don't see any garbage. And you know what? They're a little bit bigger than us, or could be a little bit smaller than us. And they have over 3 million people coming in from neighboring countries every day, mostly, to work. How they can control all of that, but we can't? How? Because they have laws and rules. No, we're full of laws. Oh, yeah. But they're not enforced. That's the problem. They're not enforced. Remember, some of our own politicians granted thousands of expatriates Cayman status. Some had only been in here 2-3 years. Years ago, when permits was issued to expatriates, they were issued for 2 years or 3 years. If you had a special profession that we needed, okay, excuse me, you got to teach my people, my Caymanian. And then, okay, when that person learned that trade or that profession or whatnot, you have to go. Why not do the same thing now? No, we have more expatriates in here than Caymanians, and the younger Caymanians, I'm sorry to say, most of them, like I repeat myself again, most of them don't have the ambition to get up and say, this is my country, I have a profession, and I am going to get that job. If it causes a fuss, or still my country. I've been to many countries, especially Jamaica. You do not go in Jamaica and you see expatriates at front desk at hotels, expatriates leading the country. No, that cannot happen. You know why? The politicians, what they would do with the politicians or the immigration, or I don't want to repeat these things, and I am not going to repeat these things, but we need people with guts to say it's enough and enough, because we cannot go in other people's countries and do what I see is happening here or doing here, and it's not about this new government. It has been governments and governments before this that has done damage to this island, then more good. I know it's coming up on news time, past news time, but I was waiting a little long.
Yes, ma'am.
So thank you, and if I need to call back, I will call back.
All right.
Thank you so much for listening.
Well, thank you for holding on, and thank you for sharing. And as a caller reference, well, we'll pause and do the news break, but when we come back, we invite you to share your thoughts. So please, stay tuned for Talk Today.
Satisfaction is guaranteed 24 hours a day, whether it's music or information.
From Grand Cayman to Cayman Brac to Little Cayman, we've got you covered.
You ever hear a thing like that?
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman.
Your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
The Deputy Governor's 5K Challenge is back and planned for this April. Proceedings are expected to continue as normal in line with COVID-19 regulations on outdoor sporting activities effective the 18th of February. The 5K Challenge had been postponed for the past few years due to COVID. Organizers are hoping that runners, walkers, and supporters will mark their calendars and be able to join the challenge come April. The dates planned: Sunday, April 3rd, Cayman Brac, the 10th of April, Little Cayman, and April 24th, Grand Cayman. Registration opens on March 1st. International tourists and business travelers began arriving in Australia with few restrictions today, bringing together families in tearful reunions after separations of 2 years or longer forced by some of the most draconian pandemic measures of any democracy in the world. Australia closed its borders to tourists in March 2020 in a bid to reduce the local spread of COVID-19, but today removed its final travel restrictions for fully vaccinated passengers. The third former Minneapolis police officer charged with federal civil rights violations in George Floyd's killing has taken the stand at their trial. Thomas Lane is testifying today. The three officers are charged with violating Floyd's constitutional rights when Officer Derek Chauvin pressed his knee into Floyd's neck for 9.5 minutes as the 46-year-old black man was handcuffed face down on the street. All three officers are accused of depriving Floyd of his right to medical care. Those are your headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom. I'm April Cummings.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
From boat days to beach gatherings, leave the catering to Subway. Choose from small and large sandwich platters, double meat wrap platters, and top it off with optional cookie platters for dessert. Or ask about our Subway box to go with the option of 6-inch or foot-long sandwich, 1 cookie, and 1 bag of chips. For all occasions and celebrations, let Subway focus on the food so you can focus on the fun. Visit subway.ky for catering options. Subway. Eat fresh.
Busy, busy, busy. Feel like there's not just enough hours in the day. Savannah Pharmacy, service to make your life easier. Now you can WhatsApp your prescription order to 929-5045. And pickup is just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours including Sundays and holidays. WhatsApp your prescription order to 929-5045. Savannah Pharmacy, wholesome values with modern conveniences.
You know what I love to do with my family? Go fishing. I can put the bait on and cast and reel the line all by myself. My mommy and daddy say when they were little, there were plenty more fish to catch, but now there are lots more people fishing, so it's harder to find them. That's why we have marine parks now. They set some areas aside so the fish there can have babies and grow bigger. Then they swim out to other areas where I can catch them. Having the marine parks means there will still be fish there when I'm grown up and fishing with a family of my own.
For more info, download the Cayman DOE app or visit doe.ky.
Money Sense is the only personal finance radio show and podcast in the Cayman Islands, bringing an informed financial perspective to the Cayman community. Tune in to Money Sense this Thursday at 7:30 a.m. as we talk with Tony Travers about the EU, blacklisting, and Cayman's current standing in the international community. Follow us on Twitter and tweet your questions to @MoneySense Radio. In partnership with the CFA Society Cayman Islands and sponsored by the Cayman Islands Chamber Pension Plan. Catch Money Sense this Thursday at 7:30 a.m.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome back, and thanks very, very much for your thoughts and your contributions as we look at a couple of our messages that came in on WhatsApp, 925-3261. Of course, we want you to call. It's open line. Toll free if you choose, 1-800-534-8255 or 949-8837. A couple of the messages on WhatsApp speaking to a couple of issues. One was, is it timely, like we did some time ago relative to hotels? Should we do the same for commercial buildings and put a moratorium, maybe initially for 5 years or so? Well, what is your thought? What would be the benefit? What would be the cost and consequence of not doing it? So, suggestion on a moratorium on commercial buildings in particular. One of the messages suggested that we rethink our skyline and we consider whether we should seriously look at raising the heights of our buildings, but not along the coastlines, and maybe reorient some of the existing roadways to make accommodations and the like. Another particular view expressed in relation to development and immigration, and this individual asked, are we sort of creating some sort of pyramid scheme when it comes to immigration? In that, and slight, very, very, very limited exchange with the messenger. The messenger, as the message was sent through, the person says, hey, we bring in a set of people, maybe that was part of the rollover system, we have them for a while, we then replace them with others to sort of keep that level of control. And is that what is happening? In that we shared earlier, people have indicated that sometimes when they get status, they don't feel as if they're being treated as well as they were before when they were on a work permit system. A couple of the comments that we want to share, but let's go to this caller. Welcome, good afternoon, and thanks for calling.
Yeah, good afternoon, Brian. Been a while since I called you, but I heard the listening, heard Charlene coming in. I love when she talks because she tells the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little disappointed too with what I see. I give a good example. I saw a young lady today that Hungarian, from Hungary. She came working back home, 86, I think she came here around 87, 88. And she was working, I think if I remember correctly, she worked not holiday, but she worked at Hyatt or something, the waitress. And then she got status and all that stuff. And I hadn't seen her in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I went down, I was down with bosses today, and I saw her sitting there, so I go over to say hello. And she looks at me and she says, and I don't have no mask on now. She said to me, and she didn't have any mask on, and she said to me, I can't talk to you now, I'm talking to my friends from Hungary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, it's a good example, because I told her she was ill-mannered because she could have said, well, can't apologize or something. She didn't say, She just kept talking and looked at me on the side and said, I can't talk to him again. And she, anyway, I'm saying that what is happening in Cayman, these people come here to make you believe that they love this island. They love the money they can make out of this island. Why is it that we have places that for those people, derelict people that are out there? And I suggested that the government way back when, I think it was got to be back in 2011, 2012, they should have a place where they can go and train. not a college, but a place to train people for everything from construction to waitressing. We didn't do nothing like that. You see, these are the things that bother me. And when I see these people coming from Timbuktu, now they got there's so many people here, those speaking different languages have enough that they have a own little community. And some of them get together with other communities that are not Caymanian, that they're going to do what they want. And then they get the status, and whoa. Once you get the status, you go and vote. And you can, oh my goodness. The good book says the love of money is the root of all evil.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't say that money in itself is bad, It's the love of it.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're doing here, we're destroying the terrain, the natural beauty of this island, building boxes out of styrofoam and everything else. You can soon see something happen, like what happened up in the Grenfell Tower up in England, with some of these buildings, because you don't have enough inspectors to go out and inspect the thing. And these people are building all kinds of stuff in rapidly because they want to get it done. My friend, as a Caymanian, and when I came home in 1986, one of the first things I did was try to implement a building code, because I saw some of the stuff that was going on by different people from different countries, call themselves architects and stuff. They were doing stuff here. They didn't know what a handicapped parking was, you see? Mm-hmm. And then when they implemented it, they couldn't do it, and they would have the parking lot made. But when you got to the door, the building, you had to step 6 inches.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is, gentlemen, is this, and ladies, until the day Caymanians start doing what Jim Borden, or the government start doing things like what Jim Borden did back in 1972, I think it was, where a manager down at the old Galleon Beach had fired all the bartenders and stuff like that, because they were saying that they wanted to have their own tips. They didn't want to be sharing with nobody else. And they worked hard to do their job, and what they couldn't, you know what I mean? And this guy fired them.
Mm-hmm.
That afternoon, somebody told Jim Borden. That afternoon, Jim Borden sent a message to this manager, and his name was Kainas.
Mm-hmm.
And he told him if them people weren't back there by 3 o'clock that afternoon, he's going north on Cayman Airways. Him, the manager.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they talk. They don't sit down and let people give them a lot of BS about you got to open the place, you got to do this, you got to do that. And the other day when I saw in the paper where some woman that was married to some guy that did something down here, she was working in this hotel and didn't have a work permit. She was found out, never went to court, It came before she got to court, she had paid the fine. Why couldn't she go to court like everybody else? Every little Caymanian would go into court. My friend, until we stop and say Cayman is for Caymanians, and it's getting to the point where we got so many different nationalities that call themselves Caymanian now, I think we missed the boat. But I'm hoping that we have this government and the next government, whoever that may be, will stop and think about the importance of controlling growth, because growth in itself is not a bad thing. But if it's not sustainable, which I see what's going on now, I see rent-a-cars, little stickers on the back. I don't know if they're rent-a-cars, but anybody can do it, because people run around without license tags. People run around with it. They don't have enough police officers to do the job. And they bring in keep importing these cars because they're going to get 25% tax, or we call it on them, or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And when the stuff hits the fan down the road, Caymanians can be the ones to suffer. The poorest of us can be the ones to suffer. So I hope and I pray to God every day. Believe me, I pray to God every day. But this island would take a stop and just sit down and say, let's go over this and get intelligent people from the outside. You don't have to be a political, person that is fall in this group or the next group. People that really truly care about Cayman, to get them together and let them have a discussion. That'll be a club. And then what they should have to is when government has to buy something or do something, that no minister, nobody in particular can say, I'm going to do this because I'm the minister of this or minister of that. It has to go through a panel, you see, to suggest whether this is, we can do this or we can't do it. That's why Mr. Wassell was so good when he was there. You know, he's not an angel, but I mean, everybody had their fault. But he was there, when he was there, he would say to the politician, well, we can't do this because that's going to interfere with our budget. And they always had a little reserve. So I'm hoping that people would stop and think and talk to the politicians. We don't have a district council in West Bay yet, and I'm hoping that this government will start thinking about it, because we need things like that we can discuss with the politicians the things that are needed, not somebody who's one of the voters for a politician that got something out of something. So help us, Lord Jesus. I pray to God every day, and I ask Him to give us strength, give us wisdom, and let us do what's right in His sight. Amen. If we do that, God will bless us, and we won't have to worry about anything. Have a good day.
You too, man. You too. Thank you for sharing, sir. God bless. All right, let's take another call. And thank you so much for sharing with us. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Captain.
Hey, General. Good afternoon, man. How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good, you know. So, giving thanks, man.
That is what we do, man. You know, should graciously give thanks.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for better weather, man. You know? Smashing.
Not true. Not true.
Yeah, and if you don't need air conditioning, you got sun shining and good wind blowing, so there you go.
Yeah, boy, the sun is shining, the weather is good.
Yeah. So, yeah, just listening to somebody talking about what should be done and what could be done. But, I just come to the conclusion, you know, we are a set of people here that Caymanians, basically, want all, talk all, and do none. I don't see anything happening. I mean, for the last so many years, you know, nothing is happening. We can't get together. We look at other countries and what they're doing and how they do things, but yet we can't get our act together. You know, it's not so wonderful to be living here with people that, if you're not careful, for the want of a better word, sort of want to look down on you. And when you travel abroad and see other people, how they live, other countries, their culture, and you embedded that into your mind, you know that we are some of the best people that God ever created. We are too good for our own good, my friend. And I say this without fear of friction. Where we fell down on top of our face when they gave that status grant to, in my opinion, so many undesirables that come in here and look at you and say, I have as much rights as what you have. Listen carefully now. I mean, I don't know that in other country would have did it in the form that it was done. We have some people in here, and I just don't care because I got broad shoulders. They don't have no culture, no respect, no manners, no education, and they are telling you that they are taking over. How many Caymanians you see in key positions that are calling any shots? What I see, Sterling, is this. Really what I see. People that can do something about it do not have the authority, and those that have the authority is doing a little bit less than nothing about it. You know, they look at Caymanians like, well, you know, you're just another Caymanian, and that's your own Caymanian looking at you that way, whereas it should not be that way. I mean, white people are coming in here, yes, we are the best place because I think we lost it. We fell down someplace, and I don't really see that it's coming back. I don't see it. We can only do the best we can and put some real bold looks on your face.
Mm-hmm.
Be smiling, but be very bold about it. And just let them know that not every Caymanian is an idiot or a lazy person or a worthless person. But you can get frustrated if you really look at what's happening here. And what can you say,
Yeah. Well, that probably won't help any. Maybe we need to find a way to make our energies matter as we work together, right?
Well, it's so true. Endurance, Yeah. That's it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right.
So anyway, you have a pleasant afternoon.
Thank you.
Talk to you later. Thank you.
God's willing. Thank you, sir. And to that, as the caller shared, maybe a couple of things. Let's take this other caller. Hey, good afternoon and welcome. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Sterling. How are you?
Hi. Good afternoon. How are you?
Great. Last week I spoke to you about the cemetery at Spots.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, you said that it was privately owned. Was that what you told me?
I think that's what I understood from my inquiries, and I was, yeah.
But then I'm not sure how much privately owned it is, because a few years back, my husband took care of that cemetery, and he was paid by government. So I'm not sure how it can be privately owned when it was government that was taking care of it, and government was paying my husband. So I'm not sure what's going on. But anyway, I will leave that for another time. On another note, I do insist that we have to have something done with all of these people that are coming here taking the Caymanians' jobs. I know there's a lot of people that has retired and is out of jobs now because of tourism and different things. But actually, the jobs, I heard the governor, acting governor, Ms. Gloria Maxfield, a few months or weeks back, saying that jobs are for Caymanians and you can, go online and register for these jobs. But yet these jobs are being filled by expats and the new Caymanians. What about the old Caymanians that have applied for these jobs and not being placed in them? I know people has come out of housekeeping and has gone into government as HR managers. So can you tell me how this can happen when they're saying you have to register online and we're going to look out for Caymanians? Where is our government? And then the other people from the government side, they are saying, you have to promote the Caymanians. We got to give the Caymanians first priority. And the PAC government, we campaign on Caymanians first. Listen, they are fooling a lot of Caymanians. They are painting the faces of people, making them believe that they are for true Caymanians. But let me tell you one thing. They might be for the paper Caymanians, but I can rest assured they are not for the true-born Caymanians, because their face is being painted with a different color. So I'm going to leave it there, and you think on these things.
Okay, but thank you. Before you go, I was trying to find an opportune time just to update you in relation to the Spots Cemetery. So we know that the Department of Environmental Health and the team there have been fantastic. They've been in contact. Just today alone, we're told that they were by there just looking at it to try to address it. Is it okay if you would leave me a number so I can call you right after to kind of just talk, get some more information? Would that be okay?
What kind of information would you like?
Or if you actually, you don't need that. Just repeat again publicly. What is it that you want, as you see as an issue that needs to be addressed? Because
Sterling, it's the main entrance that's on the
road.
On the road. The gate is right on the road. When they're having a funeral, there's no way for people to walk. There's no way to carry the dead body. There's no, people can't even walk. If you're going to walk, you're going to either turn sideways to walk, because there's a 12 inches span from that fence to the white line on the road.
Right.
I'm addressing move the entrance to the parking lot side.
Okay.
That's all I'm addressing. And as I said, whoever is in charge, whether it's he or she or it falls under what government, we need to have them to come on and let us ask questions and know what is happening, because it is a serious something and there's no way to walk. I mean, you're going there to put flowers on the grave. There's no way to walk. The cars are just zooming by. We have to get this addressed, and we don't want it next year. We want it done this year.
Okay, so move the gate to the parking lot, right?
Pardon?
Move the gate to the parking lot side, right?
To the side,
right.
Yeah, which is by the parking.
Right. Now,
I mean, how hard is that to just, I mean, they can still keep that gate open if they want to keep it open, but it is more convenient and more safety for people to come in from the side of the parking lot.
Right. Now, from what you know of it, would there be an issue with the graves that are there now? If you have to do any of this thing, would any of the graves have to be disturbed, or would it affect any of the...
I don't think the graves would have to be disturbed, because it will not. It is just as close from the cemetery, from the main road to the graves. It is from the gate on the side to the graves.
Okay.
They can work around it. They can work around it.
Yeah, but I want to publicly share not just appreciation for you for bringing that issue, but to say that the director and his team up until this morning, right, were there looking at it, trying to figure out how to address the issue, and they have been most responsive as to, and I think that is commendable that, they've been receptive to what you shared through me to them, and they have going to look at it. So we will speak with them again to see if there is something. But people like you what help the community to appreciate that sometimes things don't get addressed, because sometimes the people who need to know aren't as actively aware of it as we think they are. They are.
Well, I thank you very much for helping us. And I mean, this is what, if you don't open your mouth,
exactly,
you'll never know what the problems are.
Right.
And there's a lot of people that are too scared to call because they're afraid they, get bullied or whatever. But the thing is, what? We have to open our mouth to let people know what is going on.
Right.
And I thank you, Sterling. And I'm looking forward for positive things.
Okay, well, thank you for bringing that. And likewise, we work together, we'll achieve great things. And again, you have shared something. I know that the director and the wonderful team there have been not just most responsive, but very immediate in trying to acknowledge it and to address it. We'll see what happens, but at the very least, they have acknowledged our inquiries. And I can honestly say up until this morning, they were there and just having a look. So that is what we do if we would do it together, all right?
Well, I know we would get it on the talk show, and I know someone would hear.
Yes, well.
So thanks again. Thanks for all your help.
You're most welcome, and thank you too. And have a blessed afternoon and a very safe, enjoyable, and productive week to you, Mom. The lady, as the earlier lady who talked about finding, a tire, a wheel, if we learn to work together, as both of them, like many of the calls today, recognizing that we work together, we draw alongside each other, we offer up a sense of help, we're positive, we're productive, but we're insistent that right, champions might, that right over wrong, and we're working together, we'll see things happen positively, productively, and with a concerted, consistent effort to do right together, we will find it, not just better, but actually, what's the word that we hear so often? Sustainable, long-lasting, beneficial for us as we are here and now, for us as we, God's willing, age, and for, the us that will come in generations, as we move forward. So maybe we'll draw alongside each other and appreciate the importance of working together. Well, I trust that you will enjoy the rest of the afternoon and the rest of the week, and let each day matter. Live it as if it's our last, in the sense that we're doing the very best to help others, right? Well, I've asked for the Bob Marley song, the sun is shining to be queued up. And here it is. Until tomorrow, be blessed.